Hi, my name's Jerry Berndt. I'm a photographer. I live in Paris, France. I was born in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I'm a self-taught photographer, and I grew up in a very working-class family. I mean, my destiny in life was to be a factory worker. Somebody saved my life. A man named Paul Goodman. He was an intellectual in New York City. I used to work in factories in the daytime, play guitar at night. I was playing in a club one night, the place closed. There was a guy half drunk yelling, "I've got to go to Madison, Wisconsin. I've got to go to Madison, Wisconsin." I had built a 41 Plymouth hot rod. This thing could go about 150, 160 miles an hour, which was considerable at the time. I said, "Okay, I'll give you a ride." So we're barreling up to Madison. I'm going to show him how this car can go. And he said, "Where'd you get the car?" I said, "Well, I built it." He said, "Well, if you built the car, why aren't you in college?" It's the first time anybody ever said to me, "You're not bone stupid." So I quit the factory, sold the car, went to Madison, and in one semester flunked out. Totally terrified. Called up Paul, who was back in New York. I said, "Paul, I'm sorry, I didn't make it." He said, "I knew you wouldn't make it. Get yourself a job, hang out." So I did. I went up to the anthropology department, knocked on the door, and said, "Hey, you need anything?" And the guy who ran the anthro department said, "Yeah, can you work in a darkroom?" "Yeah, sure, I did that in high school." "Okay, here's all my work from Tibet, and here's the keys to the darkroom." "Right, Chief. Make me some 1620s. "Yeah, no problem." I had no idea, not a clue. Opened the door to the darkroom and said, "Man, you are over your head." So down at the library, this is how I learned how to use libraries. Ansel Adams had just written 5 volumes, got the thing on the negative, got the thing on the print, went up to the student union. They had a gang darkroom that held about 20, found some students who knew what they were doing, and about a year later, it was a pretty good printer. Around that same time, somebody said to me, "You know, you could take pictures as well as just print them. You could actually have a camera." I said, "Oh yeah, there's another part to this. I'm real slow." And it's around that time that I began to really seriously look at other people's work, and that's when I discovered Robert Frank. And then came Danny Lyons with the bike riders, because he was in Chicago. Milwaukee's where I grew up. He actually photographed a bit in Milwaukee. That hit home. Then the civil rights stuff, and I was part of the civil rights movement at the age of 17. I'd already spent a month in jail for getting demonstrations and stuff. So that was all hitting home. And I realized suddenly that photography was a real social tool. You could really change people's minds. And one of the thrills today is still putting up an exhibition or being part of an exhibition and watching total strangers go up to something you've made, and there's this communication, and you can see people sort of soaking in whatever it was you were trying to say.